Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Welcome to this new video here on the markets, in which I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Obviously, we have the Crypto White House Summit starting in a couple of hours. I heard today in the live stream we did, which for those of you who were there, thank you for being there. I heard it was from 1:30 until 5:30 Eastern time. Eastern time is -5, if I am correct. So do the math, and then you know when it is. I mean, what I would encourage is to keep an eye on velo.xyz. So that's velo.xyz. There you can get a lot of news, but outside of that, I actually, if you're interested in that, I'm not sure if you are, but I actually have, I created my own Telegram news channel right here yesterday. In there, I will try to keep you updated as soon as possible as well. So keep an eye on that. But we'll talk about the summit. We'll talk about the fundamentals in general. The US market has opened 15 minutes ago. Right now, it's relatively strong, so that's a good thing. And we'll just do a full update on the markets: Bitcoin, XRP, altcoins, everything you need to know. So let's get right into it. So first of all, the fundamentals. We had some economic data come out. We had unemployment data and non-farm payrolls data. Both were lower than expected, which is actually, or no, the unemployment rate was higher than expected. Non-farm payrolls lower than expected, but both were better than expected. All right, because we want a high unemployment rate. And we want low non-farm payrolls so that the interest rates can be cut. Now, I do like non-farm payrolls are usually quite renowned or quite controversial days because they can be very, very volatile. And that could also still happen today, all right? Because what you can see right now, if you take a look at the fundamentals, is that the S&P 500 has opened relatively strong here, so that's a good thing. Opened from here at 570, has already bounced. Then at the same point of time, we can see the dollar strength index is still relatively weak, and the volatility index is still quite high. The volatility index, I'm still a bit scared about, and this is quite high still. I would still be careful. All right, there's a lot of geopolitical things going on, and etc. So headlines really do make the markets move. So as long as you know that, as long as you're prepared for that, we're fine. And like I said, at this point of time, it actually looks pretty good. USDT dominance is bearish. Total 3 is actually bounced from support. So that's good. I'm not sure what the Coinbase Bitcoin price is, but Coinbase Bitcoin price is also getting into a premium more and more. So far, everything is looking good. And Bitcoin is also moving into that resistance here at 91, 93,000. So the big question for Bitcoin right now is, can we actually break above that? Now, if you watch my live stream, you already know that I think it's unlikely we'll break out above that. If you go to the daily time frame, this level right here at 93, 94, maybe a bit higher even, is just a very strong resistance level, right? So it's not going to be easy. I'll play some price alerts for a potential short, but it's not going to be easy to break out above that. I think the only way we can break above that is if we get some major bullish news from the crypto summit. All right, so circling back to that, we have already seen today that some coins such as Athena are quite strong, and Ondo as well, ETH, Solana, basically all the cryptos named for the crypto reserve on Sunday, but also some coins named such as Athena in the portfolio of World Liberty Finance. Those are showing a lot of promise and a lot of bullish momentum going into the crypto summit. So I still think those will see some more bullish momentum over the course of the next hour or two. But ultimately, if you take a look at Bitcoin here, the resistance is very strong, right? And the volume we see right now coming into to Bitcoin is increasing, but it's still relatively low. And like I said, the fundamentals right now are great, but it's still very early, right? The S&P 500 has just opened 20 minutes. So if we actually get some bullish news from the White House Crypto Summit, and if the S&P, which is the most important fundamental data point, if the S&P 500 keeps rallying like this, then we can actually break out and then we can turn bullish. But as that is not the case right now, and as I think it's too uncertain and too unpredictable whether that's going to happen, I'm still going to tell you that I think it's most likely that, yes, short term will be bullish, but that will reject and that we will also drop back down, and that there's a high likelihood that the summit in the White House about crypto can be a sell the news effect. So be prepared for that. Keep your eyes on the S&P 500, keep your eyes on the volume, and keep your eyes on the data, on the news. And then you'll be the first to know whether we can actually break out. But like I said, under the current circumstances, I don't expect it. Now, talking about XRP, my thoughts on XRP haven't changed for 2 days or so. Same thing. It's also a crypto related to the White House summit, so I expect some bullish momentum over the course of the hour, over the course of the next hour or two. But I also don't see enough strength to break out. So I think we'll reject, and I think we'll stabilize, because ultimately Ripple and XRP is still one of the strongest cryptos out there, right? So that's little secret between you and I, but that's still the case. Talking about altcoins, there's a couple of weird altcoins that are actually doing stuff, like Renzo, R-E-Z, yeah, that's doing some stuff. I think that's I think you should stay away from that. It's heavily manipulated. At some point of time, I will short it, but at this point of time, the funding rate is minus 3.4. So I will not short it yet. Same thing with auction, very low funding fees. Very low funding rate, excuse me, but that's also putting a lot of volume and is quite bearish, or is quite bullish. And then outside of that, like I said, Athena is very strong right here. That's the World Liberty Finance portfolio project. Sui is still relatively strong. The Bitcoins, Solana, XRP, Cardano, you can still expect some volatility from. Hedera, add that to that list. And Chainlink, which is also a World Liberty Finance project. But outside of that, it's relatively quiet, all right? It's perhaps the quiet before the storm. But that's it, all right? That's what I think you need to know about the markets for now. For most, it's probably the best idea to not trade, in all honesty. But I'll leave that up to you. For now, at least, that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.